Okay. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank
Man,
you.
you stepped it up to the plate and you
Thank you
hit
very
a home
much.
run. And I want to know, how important is it, having played this guy now for 9 years, to keep having that evolution, to make him change? How important was that in this one?
It's very important, There's a great character here, and so there's just nothing to be lazy about. There's a boy, there's a man here who has put his own life on hold, who's driven by this great pain and desire for revenge and wish for purposefulness and usefulness in his life, and. And so, I always viewed him as being every bit as interesting as any of the villains in any of the movies.
Yeah, and, almost as damaged as them as well.
Oh, very much so. He's a very damaged man.
And of course, working with Chris Nolan all these years, and I just, amazes me every time I walk out of one of his films how he just keeps making them better and better. Do you still kind of pinch yourself when you're working with this man?
He's very good, isn't he? Yeah.
What's it like to work next to him?
He's very, he's very confident. He's been so. He hasn't changed since the first day that I met him. He's always been very efficient and clear about what it is that he wants, and he gets it.
It's amazing, and his tea helps too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you know about that. Yeah, I don't know how he takes so much of that. He just drinks it nonstop all day long. Yeah.
There was something about that Earl Grey. It must work.
Yeah.
You have Batman. Bruce Wayne goes up against some great people in this film. Let's first talk about Anne Hathaway and your experience working with her and what you thought of her performance, because I thought she was amazing.
Yeah. I think that from the first time that I read with her. I turned to Chris afterwards and I went, I think that, that's it. Because I recognized from being within the suit that, that you had to have a reason for wearing these bizarre costumes, in Chris's world, you had to make that mean something. And with, Bruce Wayne, it's because he feels monstrous, and so he creates this monster in order to channel that. And I found that with Anne, she was able in the scenes where she's not in her Catwoman costume to be very real and keep him with the atmosphere of Chris's movies. But then when she put it on, that she was wearing it, she wasn't dominated by it, and you have to be able to do that, without going over the top, without making it too cartoonish. You had to be able to overcome the clothes, the costume, and she was very, very able to do that.
Yeah. Okay. The fighter going against the warrior, Tom Hardy. My God, was he good in this? How did you guys just develop the fight scenes? You're both wearing these crazy masks.
Right.
You could probably not hear each other, and I was just, watching. It was brilliant.
It could be a little tricky sometimes to hear each other, and we worked out little sort of signals for each other. But Tom's a really wonderful actor, and he was always able to convey so much despite having, so much of his face being covered. Chris casts very, very well.
Yeah, he certainly does. He just has a knack for it. Bruce Wayne, he's facing fears, Batman's facing fears, and, you look back at your career, Christian, and the roles that you choose are always so fantastic. You're so good. Do you feel that with each role that you take on that it makes you a stronger actor because you're facing fears with roles?
I don't really think about it. I don't know. I think that's for other people to observe.
Okay, yeah, no, just because it's interesting how the stuff that you've taken on, you just really, you grasp them and you really take them on, and it's so fantastic. Working with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, tell me about him, because another amazing actor.
Yeah. He plays a somewhat more quiet character, obviously, than Anne or Tom are playing in this, but somebody who's very important because he, when we return to Bruce Wayne at the beginning of this movie, he's somebody who has lost all sense of purpose and of self, and it's very much Joe's character, Blake, who inspires him again, and he has all of the brashness of youth, and that reminds Bruce Wayne of who he used to be, and encourages him to step back up again.
The scenes with Michael Caine. How did you get through them?
It's always easier, Michael. You know, this is the fourth movie that we've made together, and you know, he's a real pro. He's one of the best out there, and you know, when you're working with people that you know well, and we know our characters very well, then things happen actually very easily and very smoothly. You know, and he's the heart of the movie, really. You know, he keeps Bruce Wayne, Batman, in check, and makes sure that he's staying on the right path.
I didn't know I was going to need Kleenex for this one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeah. Well, Michael will do that to you.
Yeah, well, you
know,
too.
Whether it's crying or laughing with Michael.
Yeah,
you know.
and just, you know, being able to put on that suit for the last time, do you have a recollection of what that was like when you took off the cowl and everything for the last time?
Absolutely, yeah. We were in New York, and you know, like everything that you spend a lot of time with, it becomes sort of a love-hate thing, because I spent so many hours sitting, you know, in it for 7 months at a time for each movie. But I was always honored to be able to wear it and to be able to, you know, inhabit this very iconic character. Yeah, you know, these moments happen quite quietly. Always on movies, it's just, hey, that's the end. That was the last shot, and I just took a few minutes to myself to keep it on, realizing that was the last time it would be on. And yeah, no, it was a meaningful moment. You know, these movies have meant a great deal to me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is it refreshing for you as an actor? You're now working with Terrence Malick, another brilliant director, of course, and to not talk about a movie, to be able to keep it secret. I have to say that for me, just as an audience viewer, or just as a fan going into this film, I love the fact that I knew nothing about it, and it just makes it so much better experience. It must be great for an actor not to have to talk about it.
Yes.
You can't embellish on that a little bit, on how you feel about just keeping secret?
I think that's about as clear as I can get. It's very nice not to have to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, I've been talking about it now.
Have the movie speak for itself.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Again, you did such a great job. Thank you for 3 spectacular Batman films.
Thank you very much.
And I look forward to what you have coming up next for us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for sharing.